You feel like you're actually about to die. Your chest is on fire. Your lungs are begging for air that just isn't there. Your legs feel like they're made of solid lead. And it's only been 12 minutes. You're halfway through a 5K and your brain is screaming one thing at you. Stop right now. But why? Why is running a distance that a human being should be able to cover easily, for many of us, the most painful and humiliating experience of our lives? Why is a 5K, scientifically speaking, way more brutal than a marathon for the average runner? Today, you're going to find out the dark truth no one tells you about those 5,000 meters. You'll understand why your body literally sabotages itself, why your lungs feel like they're filling up with broken glass, and most importantly, exactly what happens the second you decide not to quit. Stick around, because if you get what's happening inside your blood by kilometer 3, you'll never be afraid of the wall again. But heads up, what you're about to learn about your own survival system is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about being tired. Let's start at the beginning. Minute 0. You lace up your kicks, you're pumped. You see other runners and they look like they're just floating. You take that first step. Right now, you're a god. Your adrenaline is spiking. Your heart starts pumping faster. Everything feels under control. But it's a trap. Your body is playing you. Did you know that in the first 2 minutes of a run, your fate is already sealed? There's this thing called oxygen deficit. The moment you go from sitting on the couch to running, your muscles demand energy immediately, but your cardiovascular system is slow to catch up. It's like trying to start a bonfire with a flamethrower when all you've got are some damp matches. Your body has to borrow energy without using oxygen. It's called anaerobic metabolism. And this is where the disaster starts. You're racking up a debt that you're going to have to pay back with interest in the form of pure pain later on. If you go out too fast in that first click, and trust me, you will, you're basically signing a contract for agony by kilometer 4. But wait, there's something even worse than physical exhaustion. There's an organ in your body that's way more treacherous than your legs: your brain. In the world of exercise physiology, there's this theory called the central governor. It's basically a safety switch in your head. Your brain doesn't want you to run. Your brain wants you to stay on the sofa, eating pizza and saving calories in case an ice age or a predator shows up. While you're running that first 5K, your brain is analyzing every single signal: the heat on your skin, the pH of your blood, your heart rate, and long before your muscles are actually in danger of giving out, your brain sends you the sensation of fatigue. Fatigue isn't a physical event, it's an emotion. It's a hallucination designed to make you quit. How does it do it? Let me show you. Think of your blood like a highway. When you run a 5K, the pace is high enough that your body produces lactate faster than it can get rid of. We've always been told lactic acid is the bad guy, right? Wrong. Lactate is actually fuel. The real villain is the hydrogen ions that come with it. These ions turn your blood acidic. Literally, you're turning into a puddle of acid on the inside. This messes with the electrical signals going from your brain to your muscles. It's like the wiring in your body is starting to fray. You want to move your legs, but the switch won't flip. And here's the part that'll keep you glued to the screen. There's an exact point, a point of no return, where your breathing goes off the rails. It's called the second ventilatory threshold. If you cross that line by kilometer 2, your 5K is over, even if you don't know it yet. Have you ever tasted metal in your mouth while running? You're not imagining it. There's a biological reason for that blood-like taste, and it has everything to do with the pressure in your lungs. I'll explain that in a sec, but first we got to talk about kilometer 3. Kilometer 3 is where dreams go to die. It's no man's land. You're too far from the start for the adrenaline to help, and too far from the finish to see the light. This is where the 5K turns into psychological torture. People say the marathon is the king of races. They're lying. In a marathon, the pace is aerobic. It's controlled. In a 5K, you're running at 90 to 95% of your max oxygen capacity. It's basically a long sprint. It's like trying to hold a scream for 12 minutes straight. Your body temp spikes, your kidneys start triaging blood flow to your legs, stopping the usual filtering. Your face turns bright red because your body is sending blood to the skin to try and cool down, but that means there's less blood for your starving muscles. It's a total internal civil war. And this is where most people make the fatal mistake. They try to fight the pain. They try to ignore it. But 5K pain is like a fire alarm. If you just snip the wires to the alarm, the building is still burning down. Want to know the secret Olympic athletes use to get through kilometer 3 without collapsing? It's got nothing to do with leg strength. It's about something called selective dissociation. While you're obsessing over how much your quads hurt, they're counting their steps or focusing on a sign 100 yards away. They're straight up hacking the central governor. But let's get back to that metallic taste, that copper flavor on your tongue. You know what that is? It's a sign you're pushing so hard that red blood cells are actually starting to leak into your lung sacs because of the crazy high blood pressure. You're literally tasting the iron in your own blood. It's the physical proof that your body is operating at the absolute limit of its mechanical design. Now think about this. Why do we keep doing it? If it's this hard, if it's this painful, why is the 5K the most popular distance on the planet? Because the 5K is the most honest lie detector there is. You can't fake a 5K. You either have the training or the acid eats you alive. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's this thing called the second wind. Is it real or just some myth to keep newbies moving? Science says it's legit, but it doesn't happen by magic. It happens when your cardiovascular system finally catches up to your muscles and the oxygen deficit levels out. It's the moment you stop fighting the water and start surfing the waves. But hold on, because kilometer 5 has one last surprise for you. When you see the finish line, something incredible happens. Suddenly, that pain just vanishes. Those feet that felt like concrete, they're flying now. How is that possible? Did your muscles magically heal in 3 seconds? Nope, that's your brain, the central governor releasing the emergency reserves. He knew you had that extra gear, but he was hiding it from you so you wouldn't kill yourself. The second he sees the threat is almost over, he opens the valves. That final sprint isn't coming from your legs, it's coming from the last stash of glycogen your brain had under lock and key. So, why is a 5K so hard? Because it's the perfect distance where speed and endurance smash into each other at full force. It's short enough that you think you can go fast, but long enough that that speed will absolutely wreck you. It's a test of how much suffering you can handle before your operating system crashes. If you're watching this and you're thinking about running your first 5K or crushing your PB, remember this. The pain you feel isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that you're alive. It's a sign that you're taking back the territory your brain tried to take away out of fear. Next time you're at kilometer 4 with that taste of iron in your mouth and fire in your lungs, just smile. Smile because you're winning an argument against millions of years of evolution telling you to quit. You've learned that lactate isn't the enemy, that fatigue is just a feeling, and that your brain lies to you to keep you safe. You've got the knowledge now, but knowledge doesn't run the race. You do. So, are you ready to get out there and face those 5,000 meters again? Or are you going to let the central governor win today? The finish line isn't moving. The clock isn't stopping. And now you're out of excuses. Because now you know exactly why it's so hard. And that's exactly what makes it worth it. See you at the finish line.